I was reading chat and I can't talk about something too because again so let me just explain what I know and what I can talk about and what I cannot talk about. But so like this whole thing though, I actually haven't checked what happened, but now I have an idea of like what happened. So like the thing is, like, I don't know if I can meme about this whole situation because it seems to be like an actual like insane situation, as everybody has been saying. So I'm not gonna say much, but I can. Why is your hair so straight? I mean, I just didn't want to like do my hair like that much. So like, this is just me not really doing like much to my hair. But yeah, so only educate. Yeah, so like I can talk about something. I mean, I'm gonna just meme about some certain things, but I won't really do it much. So obviously, Penguins is Zero talked about it too. And then this thing actually is what happened yesterday. I kind of saw it too, and you can also learn what Japanese people are currently saying about the situation. And I'm gonna just translate a lot of the comments so you guys will figure out what they are kind of saying here, right? And also I talked to Japanese people. I specifically talked to this person actually because like I wasn't sure if this person knew about this one. Rin Kakushaku. She's a friend of mine who I do videos with. She was well aware of it, and so long story short, this whole thing isn't anything new in the VTuber scene. This like IML situation is like what people are saying, like a VShojo situation. This is really unfortunate, but when I heard this, I was like, okay, it's that situation. It's not anything rare, as far as I know. Like there are like so many people that run VTuber agencies that are really like. They are basically just a bunch of like noobs when it comes down to running agencies, and they usually run into money problems, right? So since you guys, some of you guys out there are not really sure like what was happening. It's an American VTuber agency. This seems to be like a so the CEO is Japanese, by the way. And this comment right here, it happens a lot in Japan, by the way, this whole situation. So I personally don't really watch VTubers myself, but I have a lot of VTuber friends, and I kind of tackled something like this myself. I helped a friend of mine get out of some certain situation. It's quite common. This is really common. But usually those agencies are really weak, and they are not powerful. So nobody really cares. But VShojo situation, and VShojo situation seems to be like a lot more hardcore because like the agency is freaking big. But let me just speedrun talking about this using Penguins is Zero's video, okay? VShojo JP's CEO only handle JP side. Okay, so like they have like different branches basically. And a Japanese CEO, like I don't really know, like I kind of saw this too, so I can talk about some certain situation too. And I can talk about what is probably happening and why it had to happen. But let me actually explain. And again, I'm gonna say it one more time. This whole situation is pretty common. But usually those like small agencies are never that popular, so nobody cares. But this is so common.
Topic I cover from time to time that always seems to ruffle some feathers and get people squirming in their chairs in anger, because I have less than kind things to say about some of the biggest players in the industry. But I just can't help myself. I can't bite my tongue on it. I'm like Winnie the Pooh poking a beehive because I'm addicted to the...
I'm gonna use his video to just explain some certain things. Because I'm not really sure about what happened, but I'm gonna just do a I'm gonna just spoil the whole thing a little bit here. Apparently, K-san was supposed to get like whatever million yen, which basically means at least more than like $10,000 to like $90,000. Like, I think she mentioned like 5 digits in dollars. So basically, she lost that much money because like she was working for the company too. But let me actually talk about how that works later too.
Honey inside. And in this case, that honey is vindication. For a while now, I have bah-humbugged VTuber agencies. I've seen a lot of the contracts that some of the top talent were locked into with these organizations, and they are extraordinarily corrupt. I think the agencies in this space are exploitative, and they treat their talent more like prisoners. It is unbelievable.
5 digits we meant you. No. 5,000 like 5 digits in dollars. 7 digits in yen, probably.
The depths of greed that these agencies in the VTuber space have succumbed to. But before I dive deeper into the spaghetti and the meatballs on my disdain for VTuber agencies in the industry, I would like to give you the catalyst for why I'm talking about it again today. It's because I remember
6 digits in dollars, really? I was talking to some VTubers about this like earlier. They told me it was like 5, but.
Mouse just made a really sad video about why she's leaving VShojo.
I can just make sure about it because she probably talked about it here too, right? In Japanese, maybe.
Joe being another huge player in the VTuber space. They are a massive agency that's represented some of the top talent.
Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by VShojo. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed
Ferrari's voice, okay.
a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the thing that hurts me the most is that the immune deficiency...
So, this whole thing though, I want to make sure about this too. So like, I don't know how things are out there, but I'm really familiar with like how VTubers get paid and like, how the whole thing works and stuff too. Let me kind of talk about this. So you guys are curious, right? Because like, how is it, like, how are they not getting paid? Like, how are they working for an agency as VTubers, but like, how are they not getting paid? The system is kind of really easy too. Do you guys know how they make money, how VTubers make money mostly, by the way? Do you guys know about this? Do you guys know, like, if you include her wages, that's exactly what she means, by the way. That's exactly what she means. Let me explain. Merch, yes. Let me explain. Not even super chat, no. So VTubers mainly do those 3. They make money from like views. No, views literally like the 5% will like list. So merch. They make their money the most from merch. 100%. Like, it doesn't matter if you belong to an agency, if you're like an individual VTuber, they make money from merch. And merch, this includes like stickers they sell, voice packs they sell, like whatever pictures like they sell, shirts, whatever, right? Everything. This is their main income, basically. The second one, do you know what the second income source for them is? The second most? Oh my god, I'm actually kind of curious about this, because they don't really make a lot of like money from just only donations. I mean, they do, but sponsor. Actually, you know what? I forgot about this. Yeah, sponsor. A sponsor and this, it's kind of like equal. It really depends. Sometimes they get so much money from like sponsors and stuff too. Yes, and then maybe like donations is like around here. Donations. And then ad revenue. Ad revenue is like literally nothing for a lot of like VTubers or like YouTubers. I'm actually kind of curious about this. So do you guys know how much money they make for doing a stream? Like, let's say they get like 100,000 views, right? In like one stream. 100,000 views, right? Do you know how much money they make? Ad revenue wise. 100,000 views is basically like what? You probably have like 5,000 concurrent viewers and stuff too. $350 per person? No. if you got like 100,000 views for like streaming, ad revenue wise, they typically get $200. Typically, it kind of changes, but typically 200 might be lower than that too, actually, because a lot of VTuber watchers turn off like ads. They use like some extensions, so like there's like no ads anymore on YouTube. A lot of people run ad blockers, so they make literally no money right now. So this is almost nothing for a lot of YouTubers, including myself. Ad revenue is kind of like non-existent. They don't, like, ads are not there. So, but either way, so then how are they not getting paid, right? So basically, let me actually explain about this too. Those things, these two things, right? Usually the company, like whatever companies, right? They keep the money for, depends on like what company it is too, but they keep the money for a month up until like 6 months from like what I know. But I don't really want to spread any misinformation, so I could be wrong about this too. But they don't just suddenly pay VTubers the money, right? Because like there are like taxes like they gotta deal with, and they gotta deal with like other things and stuff too. So they sell merch and they keep the money, right? And then what they usually say is like, oh, we're gonna keep the money and we'll pay you the money like in 3 months, like 4 months. That's very common. This pattern is like something I've seen a lot too. And then usually what happens is they notice that they cannot really pay the VTubers because like they had to spend so much money on making the merch, or like they had to pay other people and stuff. Then they just go like, what the fuck, we don't have money. That's one thing I noticed actually. Or I don't know the VShojo situation. Maybe they just decided to steal the money too, because I haven't really checked what really happened. That's one thing that really happens a lot. The reason why I know about this is simply because I kind of did help her doing some certain stuff when it comes down to like merch related stuff. It's really common for them to make merch and they sell them and they actually make no revenue as well at the same time. That's kind of common. But if VShojo, for them, I don't really think that happens because like they're kind of rich. So yeah, they probably did something. Yes. And the funds to pay their talents. Yeah, okay, then in that situation, they just decided to like steal the money too. The sponsor money is the same too. They usually do like a sponsor video and they get paid in the next month. And then the company does things to the money, right? Like who gets the money and like who, like how much money do we have, like do we have to pay the talents and stuff. So typically, the VTubers have this 100%. This just straight up like goes into their bank accounts. Like agencies cannot control this part and this part as well, actually. So from what I know, this part usually is if they get donations, right? They get the money sent into their bank accounts, and then they have to pay usually like 30% or like 35% to like the agencies, right? So that's what I know from like hearing the stories from like my friends. Money laundering? I don't think so. I hear VShojo takes 60%. Some agencies kind of do that, which I think is wild as fuck. So donation money, the lowest is like usually 10. The lowest is 10%, right? The highest is like 80%. That is not insane. Like 80% is like something I heard once before, and I'm like, what the fuck? But they still like do that too. So let's say if you get like $100, right? If you send $100 to a VTuber that belongs to an agency, right? So let's say typically the agency takes like 30%. Typically, this is like an average, right? And then after that, YouTube takes 35% or like 30, depending on like what platform you're on. And then, so let's say 30%, right? So then, VTubers or like people that belong to agencies typically just get like about $55. Does that make any sense? For me, it's a bit different because I don't have like this thing. So if I get $100 sent through streams, I get $70 or like $65 depending on like something like that. If I super chat Sora, 30% just goes to Google. Yes, it's a high cut. Yeah. So they don't really make a lot of money from donations, except for some certain like VTubers. You know how some VTubers even like decided to turn off super chats and stuff too because like it doesn't really matter to them that much. But the thing is here, so a lot of people now kind of do this thing called Streamlabs. Do you guys know what that is? Streamlabs. I actually use that myself too. Streamlabs is like a thing some people use, including myself and other people. Streamlabs is like a way for us to get the money directly. So there's no cut mostly. There's like a 5% cut, but it's like nothing. So if we get $100 sent to the account, we get $95. Yes. But anyways, let me just get back to this whole thing.
Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I'm here today, is owed over $500,000 from VShojo.
For those that
so $500,000. That's actually insane.
don't know who Iron Mouse is, she is one of the biggest streamers on Twitch in terms of subscribers. She even broke the all-time subscriber record, and she has a primary immunodeficiency disease. She has CVID. So she does a lot of charitable work for this organization, and apparently she's just discovered that VShojo hasn't fully paid what they owed her personally, and they haven't paid the money that they owe to the charitable foundation that...
I'm gonna just say this one more time. This whole thing is like so common with like VTuber agencies. As much as like you guys are so surprised that like VShojo might be the only company that did that, but it's so common somehow. Like I don't wanna say it's so common, but I've heard this exact same thing from like small VTubers, and they whine about it, but nobody really kind of cares about it. So, but yeah.
That she was fundraising for, something that she does often, but VShojo is required in this process because
they stole from charity. That point, I mean that part I don't know, but VTubers not getting paid. That thing is so common. I keep hearing this from like a lot of people.
They handle her money in certain cases, which is not uncommon in the space. Like, I'm gonna get deeper into...
Let me actually talk about this. Indie is the way to go nowadays. I really have to talk about this. It's the opposite, actually. So, right now, though, if you want to do, like, a VTuber channel, it's so hard to grow your channel by yourself. And that's kind of why, like, you know, I Am Mouse and K-Son and whatever, they were already really, really successful, but they just still, like, decided to belong to an agency, right? It's simply because, like, it's really hard to grow your channel, like, yourself. Like, if you see a person like that just completely doing like their channel by themselves, it's insane. Like, they are insane as fuck if they're actually like famous. Even Takashi from Japan, even that guy has a like team right now too, right? So like 2025 in YouTube, 2025 is like it's not even just like YouTube, it's the same on Twitch too. If you want to get viewers, you need other people's help, and if you get others' help, then you have to pay them a lot. But if you like run an indie VTuber or like indie channel, you cannot get viewers, but you get all the money. So usually people just decided to use agencies. Not for me though, because I'm not really trying to run a business on YouTube.
Like a lot of things with VTuber agencies that I've tiptoed around quite a bit in the past, but I don't want to like fully go into the weeds of it here. But let me just go ahead and explain where that number's coming from, the $500,000 owed to charity that VShojo still hasn't paid.
They promptly sent the payment, and the subathon was a huge success. So I decided to do it again the next year. My last subathon was one of the biggest events I've ever done. The support was overwhelming, and I ended up getting...
Okay, so basically... Now we kind of caught up to the whole thing, and I kind of wanted to move on to like this thing too. I didn't want to really do a long stream. So basically the whole thing, let me just summarize it too. VShojo is, I couldn't be wrong about this too, so like if I'm wrong, just like say like, oh sorry, you got this part wrong. VShojo is like a VTuber agency, right? And then they have like talents. And then they've been doing a lot of things to make money, which is normal. Like, you know, talents, VTubers do, they stream and they make money, right? And then they keep the money. And they do some like charity, whatever, they keep the money. That's basically what happened. So like none of them apparently got paid. And then now the talents, VTubers, decided to talk about it publicly, and now it's getting so much attention. But again, I really have to say this whole thing is like nothing new to me, unfortunately. It's so common. I don't want to say it's so common, but it's nothing crazy to me. I mean, it's crazy, but I've heard this. Yeah. And then let me just move on to this thing. So maybe I can actually talk about what really happened here too, because she was actually speaking Japanese here. So it's apparently a part where she was talking to the CEO. And let me explain. Why don't they pay their workers? They usually say like, oh yeah, we have to calculate this and that, and we have to manage this, and they delay the payment. This is yeah, unfortunately it is common. Yeah, I don't want to say it's common, okay? I don't want to say it's common, but unfortunately this is common.
So I have been lied to from the company a lot about the situation. So my payment stopped last September. I was asking what's going on for a long time, multiple times. All they said was, it's going to be paid, it's going to be paid, it's going to be paid. And it was never paid. And I think it will never be. Yes.
Yeah, because usually they don't have the money. So actually, the same thing happened to like this company, to Represent. I don't know if you guys know about them or not, but like Represent Fox, they used to be like a really like famous, like they were really famous, right? And they belongs to a company. Yeah, they experienced the same thing, yes. But yeah.
The reason why I waited so long was that if I like say, okay, I'm gonna reveal this information and I'm gonna quit. If I say that, I thought they were not going to pay me the amount they owe. And that was scary for me. But, so recently, I've decided, fuck it, I'm leaving. And I was about to...
let me actually talk about this situation. It's not as easy as that. If you work 12 months for free, it's your fault. It's not that situation, because it's not really like they didn't get paid entirely, okay? Let me actually explain that too. So, you were thinking like, oh, they didn't get paid, and if you work for the company for 12 months, it's your fault. Let me explain this situation. Usually they say like, oh yeah, it takes 3 months for us to process like this thing, like this one project, right? And then we'll pay you in 3 months. That's like what they're kind of talking about here. So they still get, you know, probably like ad revenue money. They probably get some of the donation money and stuff too. Yeah, but you know, I shouldn't probably say nothing because like I'm not really 100% sure. But there's like some huge money they didn't get. They didn't get because the company just kept it or spent it on like some random stuff. So the only thing they can do is like they have to wait, right? They really have to wait. So then they waited and nothing really happened. So then 3-month lag to counter refund risks. So I kind of said 3 months, but it might be shorter, it might be longer. Let's say, so you do like let me just talk about like a sponsorship, whatever stuff, right? So you do like a sponsorship, whatever thing, right? Let's say you get a, you know, contract with like this company and you do something, right? Typically, the company gets paid the next month, right? The next month, typically. Or it might be like, you know, 2 months later. Like, it really depends on like how the contract is. It's really different. And then the company processes the money first, and then they give the money to the talent, right? If you belong to an agency. So you have to wait. And then if there's another sponsor thing you have to do, then you have to wait for more because like there's like a lot of things going on, right? So you can. It's possible that I mean it's not possible. Like it's kind of insane how like this happened for 12 months. But let me actually talk about this because I don't really think you know about this too. They probably whine about it. This situation is like so common, right? It's not even like I would get a new job. They probably said, "Why? When are we getting paid? When are we getting paid? Where's the money?" They probably kept saying it. If they leave, they are not gonna get paid. Does that make any sense? Because I don't really think you understand this situation. They want the money, right? If they leave, they'll be like, "Okay, so we don't have to pay you the money anymore." And you seem to think like, "Oh, I'm gonna just get another job." They already do. They will not get the money. And we are not talking like, oh, probably $1,000. We are talking like literally like 6 digits apparently. So if you leave, if you quit, $100,000 at least. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So, I actually kind of watched this myself. She kind of talked about it in the video too. She said like, oh yeah, like if I leave, I'm not gonna probably get the money. I kind of watched it myself, but yeah.
To tell you guys that I will be leaving.
They will sign an NDA. Yeah. Probably that's the situation. So they cannot really talk about it. Once they talk about it, they'll get fined or like, there's gonna be other things. And then I'm out here just talking from like what I've seen, not with like VShojo, right? But with like other cases. Because when I heard this, I instantly went like, wow, I've heard of this. Actually, yeah.
This month. And I was getting ready for that. I wasn't ready for today's.
Yeah, so the thing is here. This is like why I was saying like it's so common. So this thing, let me explain. But sort of they haven't paid her in so long, staying doesn't guarantee they'll pay. Yes, but they still like want the money, right? So then they want the money, and then they just kind of kept staying. They didn't say anything, and then they got to the point where they just said like, "Ah, never mind, fuck this shit," and that's what we're witnessing right now, right? So you might think like, why did they stay? But they probably whine about it for a while, right? So this situation's like so common. Yeah.
Whatever came out today, I was not ready. There were so many things that I didn't know, but this is what I know, and this is my story.
No. The ad was like so on point here. Let me explain this too. So in Japan, employer, this has nothing to do with like Japan. You're a bit. You seem a bit lost, Turtle. I know you are still like learning things, so I'm not gonna really say nothing. You seem a bit lost here.
And I will
I'm lost. I can tell. We can tell. Turtle, you are still young. You have to learn.
Have the VShojo CEO, VShojo JP CEO, explain this to you guys. Because
how do people still not know? I'm not signed in. I'm using like my guest web browser, so that like literally there's no cookie. Does that make sense?
I have done so many. Well, it's not so many. It's only about 2. I've done 2 streams with him. I was saying all the good things about VShojo. Fucking embarrassed about this. Now that I know that I fucking lied to.
That sucks. VShojo big in Japan? A lot of Japanese people are talking about this. I got surprised when I figured out like it's a thing in Japan too. Like people were freaking talking about it everywhere, and I was like, wow, didn't know it's like that huge here.
So I'm so ashamed of myself.
Again, like, let me kind of talk about this too. Why idiots don't run B2B themselves? Because it's kind of impossible right now to do it by yourself. because they there are like so many VTubers, right? There are so many VTubers right now. It's really hard to grow a channel by yourself. Does that make sense? So they kind of need the help of like other people, right? Because to grow your channel, you have to do like a lot of like different things now in 2025. You cannot just like run a single channel and go like, oh, your channel won't grow that way. Unless you have like some specific talent everybody, is looking for. If you have like that one talent, people will stick to you, but it's still hard.
Believing in someone who only had interest in our money.
Not your channel. I'm not gonna say my channel is like profitable. I mean, do you guys know how much money I make a month on my channel? Wait, I have to make sure about this. Because like now a lot of you guys out there are thinking like, I'm actually doing well. No. 2,000, like it was like $2,300 or something for this month. Just because like somebody will say like, oh, like we need the proof. I'm gonna freaking just take a screenshot and literally just put it here. Here. I just took a screenshot, okay? I cannot edit this one thing. That's the little proof. So so I mean, the thing is here, this is like kind of typical if you just do YouTubing without really caring about anything. I've been kind of saying this, I don't really do sponsors or anything. And I've been just doing YouTube to kind of troll, and I've been kind of just like using this platform to like do stupid things. And if you want more proof of like what I do on my channel, I just do whatever to just kind of kill my time. You can see all those like membership talking streams where I just talk to my viewers. This is like a really bad business style, like if you really want to make it a thing. So that's kind of why they usually want help from like other agencies, because agencies will give you like sponsorship offers a lot more. They will like literally reach out to companies and stuff too, so they will give you like more opportunities. They will make merch for you. They will do things for you, right? Then, yeah, it's more profitable for you as well. But then suddenly something like this happens too. If you are really talented, you can probably do it by yourself. But I don't really know if there are a lot of channels like where they actually do things by themselves. Even Chris Broad has a team. Even Chris Broad, right? Takashi has a team. Chris Broad has a team. Who else? I don't think Dogen has a team. Dogen does everything by himself too, but he doesn't really make much money on YouTube either, so.
Well, let's ask the VShojo
So I used to have a team, true that, yeah.
CEO, VShojo JP CEO, about what the what's going on. I am going to call him right now. こちらは、VShojo. This is VShojo JP CEO.
Oh, thank you. Adil or
Bro, add this on top of the 2,101. You got fun content.
Thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate it too. But the thing is, like, I don't really see YouTube as a place where I make money. I used to see it that way too, but I kind of decided not to see it that way. If I want to make money, I will save up. Like, I will kind of like cut down the cost and I will work. Because I have a job too, right? I do voice acting, voiceovers, and I do translations, and I do like some other things as well. But I just don't want to be a YouTuber. So, yeah, I'm not really desperate about money either, because I never spend my money on things. So, like, the cost of living versus, like, how much money I make, I never really ran into any problems, because I don't buy expensive stuff, right? And I wear the same thing, like, forever.
Oh? Are you still the CEO?
For now, yes.
Do you rent Sora or do you have your own house? I do have my own house, yes.
イギリス CEO だそうです。はい。音も聞こえてるということなので、I would like you to explain the situation because I know you know more about the situation than me.
Slightly more, maybe.
Slightly more, okay.
Yeah.
But I need to know everything, and the fans should know everything. He'll be explaining in Japanese and in English. Is that okay with you?
I'm not really good English speaker, and also I don't trust myself, the speaking the correct word and term in English. I want to be super careful about what I'm saying here, because
Right.
yeah, as you explained
That's fair.
Yeah,
But
I actually have seen something like this already, like behind the scenes. There was like this agency that I was kind of like familiar with, and yeah, they kind of did something like this too. Speaks perfect English. It's a very common thing where they can kind of converse in English, but they are not comfortable like talking about some certain things because like they might make some mistakes, or like they are not fluent enough to talk about actual like business stuff. Like, does that make any sense?
okay, then okay. Japanese comes first. では、はい。まず日本語でどうぞ。
まずディスクレーマーなんですが、
はい。
感じですね。
So you were told from VShojo that they were willing to pay. They're gonna do it like next month. Of course they're working on it.
男性専門医療脱毛
Hair removal. Yeah, right.
メンズ
And then
That's a great ad, actually.
now,
というこ
are
と
you
です、
telling me that you've been lied to?
嘘をつかれていたっていうところはあったんですけれども、
I've been lied to, partially, yes.
So did you just say that VShojo JP itself was doing good?
そうですね。
That's interesting.
In finances too?
You sure you are not sponsored? Do you really think I've done any sponsorship videos like in the past 4 years? Wait, do you think I've done any sponsorship related whatever in the past 4 years? Wait, I want to talk about this before anything. Wait, do you think I did? Have you guys ever seen any things on my channel saying the ad is good? What? Wait, what? Oh, are you telling me like I should do it? Not really interested in doing that. I just want to really like risk any trouble. Like, as in, I do get sponsorship offers, by the way, like almost every day. Monster actually reached out to me the other day. Monster reached out to me saying like, oh, this OBS has been kind of messaging me recently too, and Kirin Beer kind of mentioned something, but I declined everything because I just didn't want to deal with like anything. Monster, yeah, because like I do drink Monster on stream, yeah. So like they probably like saw a clip or something, because I just go to like a convenience store and I get freaking Monster and I just drink and I just go like, oh, this is fire. And they probably saw that part and they offered a they offered me some opportunity, and obviously a long time ago, Raid Shadow Legends, I ghosted them. They freaking spammed me for a year, but I've been ignoring everything simply because I'm not really interested in doing sponsors yet, because I don't really want to do YouTube just to work yet. Like, if I ever get desperate, how much can you make from these sponsors? $1,000 each? Like, at least $700. Even if it's like a really, really shitty contract. $700, $1,000, maybe. So, if I just do 2 sponsors, then that's my monthly salary as a YouTuber. But I don't do it because I just am not really interested in that. One sponsor per month is manageable. So the thing is, like, yeah, if I want money, yes. If I want money, I'll probably do it too. But as of now, I'm not really interested in that. I might do it in 3 years. I'm gonna say it here. I might do it in 3-4 years if I ever get desperate. Because, like, my job is gonna probably disappear in 4 years. Like, in 5 years. because AI, right? I might do it, but right now I'm not really interested.
そうですね。
You haven't paid me.
Oh, but like if I ever get sponsored by like the government or something, I will probably do it, and I'm gonna freaking meme so hard. Or like if I get sponsored by Pornhub, which kind of happened. One porn company actually reached out to me saying like, "Hey, would you please interview our talents?" And I ghosted them.
っていうことになるんですね。その本社の中の帳簿上はそうなってたっていうことで
Well,
すね。
This is too.
そうですね。
You haven't paid me.
っていうことになるんですね。その
yeah. You haven't paid me. That is right.
本社の中の帳簿上はそうなってたっていうことは聞いてます。
本社の中の帳簿上はそうなってるということを本社の中の帳簿上はそうなってると聞いています。So according to their like record they have, it's wait, what? An MO, thank you.
Did you react this since the moist critical react to it? I really curious if that really is CEO from VShojo, like his reply is so stupid.
Can I talk about something? CEOs of like VTuber agencies are not really. So I actually was talking about this with Rin-san the other day. Like CEOs of like the top of like any VTuber agencies, they sound like they want to talk to girls. That's sometimes like my impression. Like I was actually talking about this with Rin-san. They decided to run the VTuber agency because they wanted to talk to girls. Like I really do get that impression. That's kind of why they keep hiring like more and more girls. Like so like I don't really think I'm not wrong about this. I've been feeling like this. So it's not really like they know how to run a company or like anything. They just like run the VTuber agency so that they can talk to girls. Like they can talk to anime girls. I don't really think I'm wrong about this because that's really my impression. Incels, it's the opposite of incels. They want to talk to girls. They love girls. Incels are like I hate girls. Fuck girls. That's the opposite. Like they're simps basically. That is my impression. So you might be saying like, oh, well, he sounds stupid, but from my experience, there's been so many cases where I just went like, wait, why are they doing this? Like this makes no sense. Wait, how come they don't know about this? There's been like so many situations like that simply because they just don't know, but they just wanted to talk to girls. But that's my impression. I could be wrong about this, okay? I could be wrong about this. But anyways, this part.
本社の中の帳簿上はそうなってたっていうことなんですね。
Finances too?
そうです。
Good?
そうですね。
In finances too?
そうですね。
You haven't paid me.
っていうことになるんですね。その本社の中の帳簿上はそうなってたっていうこと。
So according to like their finance records, they apparently paid the talents already. Is like what he just said. So he thought the VTubers were paid already, according to the records, right? That's what he's saying, I think. So he didn't know like what it sounds like,
は聞いてます。
and that's why she's like so confused here. She's like, wait, what?
日本でもタレントに1円も払われてない状態。
But the talents were not. But the talents have not even been paid, even for like even 1 cent.
っていうのを把握しておられたんでしょうか。
But did you know anything about that?
そうです。はい。
And he's like, yes. Wait, what? That makes no sense. Wait, am I being stupid here?
So this is what I want to know. And this is what everyone wants to know. Why did this happen? Why? Why? なぜ起こったんですかこんなことが。
これに関しては、
Let's do this.
全ての範囲を僕が見えてるわけじゃないんで。
So, 会議を見てるわけじゃない。It's not that I know everything.
Are you telling me that it's not like someone moved, like someone did something maliciously? It's like they just weren't good at it.
ということですね。
Finances.
Oh, yeah, this situation. So like when you hear a VTuber company, like a VTuber agency, by the way, I want to know about this. Do you know how many people usually are running the company? Like let's say there's like a company, right? Do you know how many people are working for the company? Let's exclude talents, VTubers.
He's saying everything that company is working and financial healthy, but the girl challenged CEO that he didn't pay her. That's why I call it stupid.
Financial healthy. Girl challenge. Yeah, but thank you so much for the donation. 10 prob. Usually 3, by the way. Usually 2 or 3. I don't know about VShojo, by the way. Because VShojo seems to be like a huge company according to you guys, right? But if you hear like a VTuber agency, typically that's 2 or like 3. Not even 2, sometimes even 1. Sometimes even 1, right? There's like only one person. CEO or CFO, yeah. That is kind of really, really common. Because like let's say they have to like do taxes and stuff, right? They just hire like a tax accountant, but they don't like belong to the agency, right? So like they are usually like your 3 workers and stuff, as far as I know. Again, you know what, let me actually talk about this. For VShojo, it might be different. It might be different for VShojo, okay? It might be different because it's a huge company. I just kind of wanted to mention, like, if you hear the word VTuber agency, VTuber company, you can expect that the company probably has like 2 people inside of it, like even 1 or even 3. It's so uncommon to hear like, oh, we have like 10 people. I don't really think I know like any cases.
A lawyer mentioned VTubers are independent contractors and not employees of a company.
Depends.
Because of this, VTubers don't get employee benefits and protections.
If you mean that, yes, that's true. I was gonna say like it depends because like, but depends. You know what? No, depends. Depends. It really depends. A lawyer mentioned VTubers are independent. Depends. There are different contracts and stuff, but typically they go for that too, so they don't have to risk anything. Yes, that's kind of true. But it depends. It really depends. I cannot say anything. Yeah, but mostly like the VTubers like that I know, like behind the scenes, mostly yes.
Also,
yeah, true.
I was wondering why it is always VTuber company has so many controversial, like it used to be Niji Sanji, and now it is VShojo.
It's not really like the thing is like it's just I just talked about this too. Like my impression about the people that run VTuber agencies is simply just they just want to talk to anime girls. Like that's my impression. And that's kind of why they fuck up once and they get called out, right? But again, so from like what I've seen, they seriously are not really good at running agencies, right? They kind of really are bad at it, and they just kind of fuck up once, twice, and then boom. I can just kind of talk about Rin-san's situation too, but like I don't really want to talk about her situation because I don't think I can. So Rin Kakushaku, if you guys know about my channel, you guys probably know about this girl too. This girl. I cannot say much. Okay, I cannot say much. She actually experienced something like that, and I had to help her out of the situation she was in. And yeah, the agency she used to belong to was kinda similar. Kinda.
Are you getting paid right now?
は、
They usually are getting paid, yes.
あなたはお給料もらってるんですか？
And she's like, do you get paid? Usually yes. They usually yes.
まあ V 賞
They usually get some money, yes.
から。
ほぼもらってないですね。
Oh, but he's saying like, oh no, that's interesting. He's like, oh, I haven't been paid. That's really interesting. So he's a CEO. He hasn't been paid himself. No, that's really interesting.
ほぼってことは？
And he's like, wait, mostly? What do you mean, like mostly?
ペイカットを、まあ、受けている
ピ
っていう。
カットって何ですか？
So pay cut を受けている. So my paycheck has been cut. And she's like, what does that even mean?
I'm sorry it's all about me, guys, but the only thing I could talk about is me right now. So, well, I'm not getting paid. While I'm not getting paid, you work.
Is Rinsan in the past? No, she was never in VShojo. She was in some VTuber agency before, and she had to deal with like something too. So I had to. Let me say something here. I mean, I can't talk about it now because like it's been freaking like whatever years. I had to make a like very fake agency for her temporarily, and then I had to hire her temporarily to say that like I'm helping her grow her channel with my agency, so she actually was growing her channel. You made a fake agency, yeah. I think I talked about this before. And then she actually gained 10,000 followers. And then that happened, and she was making money. But the agency she belongs to, of course, said like, oh, you know, we did well, so now you have to pay me money. So that happened, right? But in reality, the agency she used to belong to didn't do anything. It was like my help. Like I basically told her, oh, this is what you have to do. You have to do this, you have to do that. So it worked out, and then she went from like a channel with like 1,000 subs to like 70,000 now, right? Isn't that insane? Then yeah, I had to do some stuff too. But again, I have to say something here. I never got any money from her, because I didn't care. It was just like more that she cried and she was like, please help me, I want to be a VTuber. But
It feels like maybe it is just so lucrative that there is no way to have a healthy business in VTuber industry. Like this is a legal scam industry.
let me just make sure about this. There are like a lot of like amazing VTuber agencies too, by the way. But I still get the impression how the CEOs of like VTuber agencies are just they just are into talking to girls. And they just want to talk to anime girls. And that's kind of why they just keep hiring more and more girls. That's still my impression. Rin cried and begged to Sora. Yeah, she did that, yeah. I mean, I've been kind of memeing about this, actually. She was like, Sora-san, please help. Like, I don't think I can be a VTuber. Ah. And every time I talk about this, like, people usually show up and say, like, oh, Sora and Rin, fuck. They fuck, bro. No, I don't fuck her, okay? I don't fuck her at all. Like, her pussy smelled so bad that I don't even get close to her vagina. So like, I have to make sure if I have to fuck my mom or like fuck her, I would rather fuck my mom because my mom's hot. I can confidently say that, so that's not making any sense now. Like, there's like so many people like that legit believes like, oh my gosh, like Sora and Rain fuck. Seriously, okay? I just said that now. If I have to fuck my mom like fuck her, I would probably fuck my mom because my mom's hotter. That should really explain how Rin Sora thing is never a thing, okay? I've been saying this everywhere, but nobody believes it. So if you guys ever see like somebody saying like, oh, Sora and Rin, shippable, tell them, oh, Sora said he'd rather fuck his own mom. Yes, now I said it.
We're getting paid. Well, staffs do have to get paid, so I'm not gonna say like.
So I just said Rin's ugly. Rin-san freaking calls me a virgin like every time I freaking talk to her. I was actually doing a video with Rin-san like 1 hour ago. So I called her saying like wake the fuck up. I just told her like, wake the fuck up, and she picked up the call on Discord. And the first thing she told me was like, shut the fuck up, you virgin. So, like.
Hey, don't pay the staff, just pay us. No, I'm not gonna say that, but just kind of sounds very unfair to me.
And welcome back to the memberships.
そうですね。
Talent first, my ass. Was it like staff first?
まあでもスタッフは本当に悪くなかったと思います。
So the staff members were not doing anything bad. It was not their fault.
Is the debt gonna be paid?
They don't have the money. I can tell. They don't have the money.
Is my money?
No, they don't. The company doesn't have the money.
gonna be paid?
Nope.
そうですね。デッドが払えるかどうかっていうのは、会社がこれから持ち直すかどうかに。
So it depends on whether the company does well from now on or not, is like what he's saying. But the thing is here, he said, oh, whether we can pay the debt or not depends on whether we can do well with the company or not. So he used the word debt. Which kind of implies like they don't have the money. But that's so common too. Like I really, I don't know, this is like so unfortunate. But this is so common. I've seen this before.
かかってる。特に US 側、今の状態だと分離できていないんで。
So like, especially the US part, because the 分離できていないんで, because the agency is not separated. What he means probably here is like probably the US side and the Japanese side. The branch is not completely separated. So like, I don't really know what he means by that, but yeah.
はい。
持ち直せるかどうかに関わってるところなんですけど。
So it really depends on whether we do well from here or not.
かなり難しいと思います。
But it's really difficult. So he's saying like it's difficult for them to get paid. So they don't have the money. The company doesn't have the money. But yeah, this is so common. I really, again, like I really have to say this. It's so unfortunate, but it's so common, yeah.
Because if it is Hollywood, you would think about the cast and director. If it is the anime industry, you think about illustrators and VAS. But for VTubers, you don't own the character, and
We do.
that's why it is perfect for scams and manipulation.
Wait. VTubers, you don't own the character. They do. The company does, usually. But depends. Depends. IP 所有。いや、どうだろうな。もともとケイソンってもともと個人に一回あの人しなかったっけで、入ったんじゃなかったっけな。There's like a lot of things like that are kind of wrong about what you just said here. So, I don't know what to even touch, but this is... I don't want to just like outright say like, you're wrong, but what you just said here seems a bit really off. But I want you to kind of like look it up yourself, so maybe you can kind of like, again, just look it up and maybe you can learn it too. But this whole situation, VTubers, you don't own the character. If you belong to an agency, usually they have all the rights about the characters. Usually. But it depends. But again, it's not really like the VTuber agencies are out there to scam you or anything. I'm gonna say this one more time. Usually the CEOs of the companies, like those VTuber agencies, I still have like this impression. They just want to talk to girls and they just don't know how to run businesses. So they kind of just fuck up. Like, I really feel like that's the situation. I don't know, man. I really don't know. VShojo talents own their IP models. Okay, so the rights belong to them, as in like the talents. Yeah, okay. They just gooners. I mean, I'm gonna say this. Like, I'm gonna say it every time, like, you know, this thing gets brought up. Like, why does it happen? I'm gonna say this one more time. Yeah, I really have the impression, from like my own experience talking to a lot of like different VTubers, like people that are related to VTubers, the CEOs like to talk to anime girls, and that's kind of why they decided to run the channel, not channel, agency, and then thus they fuck up quite easily. Voice kink? I mean, maybe.
Even try to add another.
So for me though, since I don't really just goon for VTubers, I don't really know if I can find any VTuber girls to be like sexy and stuff. Because like for me, like I don't really, I don't know. My brain just like doesn't really recognize them as like people. Like my brain basically recognizes them as like you know, dogs and cats and like non-human beings basically. So like not for me, but yeah.
Talent, multiple talents for this company. After I told multiple times that they haven't paid me and they have a lot of problems, What was that? What was that? あれは何だったんでしょうか？
あれは何だったんでしょうか? So what happened?
タレントが追加されたこともそうなんですけど、追加
So as to the talents being added,
しようとしてることもそうで、
and as to us trying to add more talents to the agency.
Someone could have stopped the situation.
Wait, what?
It didn't. It went all the way. It didn't have to go all the way.
そうですね。
You're right.
特になんか、
Did anyone inside VShojo say, "Hey, there's something wrong. Hey, let's not do this. Hey."
Yeah, but like this whole thing is they're trying to hire more talents despite having debts. It's so common, by the way. It's so common, like how they just like hire more and more like talents. I don't know why they do it though. There are like so many VTuber agencies like that do it, and like every time I see that myself, like every time I hear that from them, like you know when I talk to them on Discord and stuff, I usually just go like, why would they do this? Because it makes no sense. Like I don't really know. I don't seriously know why they do it. I kind of feel like they just want to talk to girls. That's just my impression, seriously.
Let's stop this and let's see what our finances are going. Hey, looks like
This whole conversation doesn't really seem to happen either, and that's kind of why I'm still like more convinced that they just want to talk to girls. Like I don't know, man.
this amount of money should be paid to the talents, and we haven't. Hey, we need to do.
Okay, they think to hire more talents will net them more money. I really still think they just want to talk to girls.
Something about that. Did anyone say anything about that?
という話を聞いて進んでたってことですね。
っていう話を聞いて進んでたってことですね。Okay, so he's like, we actually talked about it, but it still happened. Okay. Yeah, they just wanted to talk to girls? No, I don't know.
They were lied to.
まあそういうことですね。
That's a lie.
And yeah, you're right.
Yes. So that's a yes. Okay. So who was lying? 誰がそのまあいわゆる嘘やんってなるんですけど、誰がその嘘をついてたんですか？
So yeah, who lied?
多分その判断をする人っていうのも複数にいるっていうところと、そこ
So the people who can make the decision, there are multiple people that can make the decision.
が明らかになるのは今後なんで、
But it will be revealed in the future. Does it mean he has to hide it, or like he doesn't know?
私には分からない
Oh, he says I don't know. He's like, oh, I don't know.
ことです。
なるほど。
はい。
So basically, like, yeah, there are like a lot of people who make the decision, but he doesn't know who it is ultimately, basically. So he doesn't know who's doing it.
Any questions from chat? I'm sorry, chat. There's so many things going on in my head. There are so limited things I can say.
He legally can't name anyone. That's true. You know what? That might be the case here.
There are legal issues going on. I don't want to start.
CEO doesn't know a thing. I mean, they know, but like it's kind of like impossible for them to like know everything about like what's happening. Again, let's say Kason was running a small business without telling him, the CEO wouldn't know, right? It's that situation. When there are like multiple people, yeah.
Anything up for the other girls because they have their own things they have to say. So,
But again, I have to make sure. I don't know about the agency, so I shouldn't say anything. So
let's not. There's so many things I want to tell you that I shouldn't. Will there be an apology from the company? I hope there would. Will they?
Also, the part one don't understand is whether the CEO knows she is live streaming this. Like, wouldn't this kind of public confrontation usually be rejected by the company? Or do they think this is a good way to attract views?
they don't want to get views, but thank you so much for the donation twice. I think it's a
Also,
mistake.
the part
but, yeah.
one don't understand is whether the CEO knows she is live streaming this. Like, wouldn't this kind of public confrontation usually be rejected by the company? Or do they think this is a good way to attract views?
They don't want views, based on so from this, right? By the way, I have to say this here. You know, like when people do something, like and when they get views, a lot of you guys out there tend to say like, oh yeah, they're probably doing it for views. That might be true to an extent, but agencies are not that stupid, I think. Agencies try to see things in the long run, right? So like, they don't really care about the temporary views. What they care about is subs and fans. So this kind of way, like, approach is like, he should know that it shouldn't be profitable for the company, nor is it for the VTuber. So like, he doesn't want to do it, obviously, because he's gonna lose, you know, they're gonna lose fans. So they don't want that. So then how is he doing it? Because he feels responsible, probably. And she wanted to talk to the viewers as well, because like, as far as I know, this original stream is named like, we have to let you know something, viewers, or something. So like, they just wanted to let viewers know what really happened, because like, probably a lot of people just went up to her saying like, well, what is happening? I don't know, man, but that's just probably what that is. But it's not for views, obviously, because the views make no sense here.
They want an apology or something, any statement, any public whatever from the company?
私もそう願っていますが。
I wish that would happen as well. It kind of sounds like he's also a victim here. Like, I don't know, because like, so like, I really kind of doubt that he was in on it. It really sounds like he's also a victim, but just because he's a CEO, he's kind of like a responsible for everything as well. Like, it really seems like that here. Like how he's acting and what he's saying. Like, so he even said like the JP branch cannot do anything, basically, like a while ago. Like, yeah. He did take a cut to his salary, yeah. It really sounds like he's also a victim here from the whole thing. Executed orders. I don't know, man. He really sounds like he's also a victim somehow.
Well,
So even she just went like, right.
there were so many things I have to apologize to the fans. So, thank you, VShojo, JP, CEO for now. ありがとうございます。一応
Who is the villain? Nobody knows like who the true villain here is. It seems like.
So that was VShojo, JP, CEO for now. I know there's a lot of things you want to say, of course. Me too. I want to yell. I want to scream. I want to cry. And
American branch is the villain in the situation. I really feel like there's like a lot going on there too. But again, like, I shouldn't really say anything.
and I feel like there were so many unanswered questions. This is just sad. They said so many good things. And I know that they, like, it wasn't their intent to, like, be like this, and I know that, of course. They didn't want this too. I know that. I hope, like, they're not the, like, the evil that you guys, some of you guys are saying. I know it's not.
Yeah. Like, I shouldn't say anything because like I'm not really directly related to them or anything. It really sounds like there's like a lot going on. So they didn't mean to do this, but it had to happen. It really sounds like that to me.
But it's true that they made this kind of mess.
But again, like I have to make sure. I'm just guessing. So.
Will you really quit today, or will you quit in the 31st? I quit today. Yes, I quit whenever I want to. And I've said that from day one. If I want to quit, I quit. And I am leaving VShojo today. At this moment. Well, I feel like I've already left like 2 hours ago. But yes. The reason I had waited so long, the money I should have received, all the
To clarify, Sora, the personnel who KSON is talking to, is not the CEO of VShojo and does not control the finances of the company. The JP CEO is a misleading title. He's more of a branch manager.
Yeah, that makes sense actually. Because like the CEO, the Japanese CEO there, he really sounded like he is also a victim here too, but he decided to be responsible for that to get the hate from like what they just talked about. Cause like that whole thing, like now he is like the villain here, and I'm pretty sure that's like what everybody's saying in the comments too, probably. But he really did sound like he is also one of the people like that's dealing with it. But again, I'm just guessing. Okay, I'm just guessing. I shouldn't really say anything. This is just okay. Disclaimer: this is me just guessing, and it's probably wrong, but I'm gonna say it too just in case. Yeah, that makes sense actually. Yeah. The comments seem to agree it's not him. Okay, then.
All the way back from last year, I think. Right now, I don't even know what they have
Why not reveal confidential infos? Because
paid and they haven't, so I can't go to the specific.
are you the type of person who freaking like, you know, like has an argument with your friend and you're just like, I'm going to put your address on Twitter? Like, would you ever do that? Like, I kind of felt that mentality from you. I mean, if that's how you live, that's fine too, but like, what the fuck?
Specifics, but they haven't paid me for a long time. The reason that I waited for this long time is because I thought if I reveal any information that they are not paying, but yes, I was willing to quit this month, but they might like blame me.
Yeah, then there's gonna be another like a lawsuit. I've seen it actually. This happened to Hololive once before. No, I'm gonna really not name her, but the person who basically got caught dating somebody and she quit, but the agency didn't really make her quit for dating a guy, but she got fired for talking about something in public, and the agency basically said, "Oh, you leaked our info." That situation's really really interesting. Yeah.
This is very Seuss to me. Like it almost feels like a man-made drama than a real lawsuit thing. If they really determined to turn this into a lawsuit, it should not be like this. A wild guess, what if KSON want to switch agency?
I don't know what you mean, but so what you were saying is wait. What you were saying is like wait, are you saying like this is like an act for her to like switch agencies? Wait. I'm a bit confused here. Wait, man-made drama. Real lawsuit thing. I'm a bit confused, but yeah. But thank you so much for the donation.
That was what I was scared of. Yes, they might like blame me for like getting the information out, whatever, and then like end up not paying. But now I feel like it's all over and nothing's gonna be paid. And I feel very sorry for the fans because this was supposed to be. It all came from you guys. It all came from you guys' support. And yes, I said VShojo owes me a significant amount of money, but right now it's not about the money. It's all about the trust. Yeah, it's all about the betrayal. Yeah. そうですね。VShojo に対してポジティブな結構ね、こういうとこだよ、いいとこだよみたいな言ってきたのが本当になんか何言ってたんやろうって感じですね、最終的には。まあただ本当に悪意を持って最初からお金を取ろうと思って近づいてきたわけではないのはわかるんですけど、
Yeah, she says basically like, yeah, I do understand that they didn't have like any malicious intents to use us and make money from us. She says it's like, yeah, I do understand like they didn't mean to do this.
結果的にこうなっちゃったらやっぱ
But as a result, this happened, so
結果がね全てなのかなと思って。
So like the result is basically everything, so you know.
いて、まあそうですね。結局それでVShojoってこういうとこなんだと思って入ろうとした子とか入った子とかもいるわけで、それがすごい 申し訳ないというか。
So I feel sorry for like even just joining the agency, thinking like, oh, VShojo is like such a nice place.
はい。
Hmm.
ですね。というふうに思っています。
But that's what I think,
うん。
and that's what I feel.
もう会社は Yes, VShojo doesn't have the talent's IP. They do not own our models.
Okay. Then that's easier for them to like leave the company because like if the company owns the models, that's another usually like $10,000. It's usually like when they own the rights, they usually say like, oh, if you want to leave the agency and if you want to still like do the VTubing thing with the character, you're gonna pay us $10,000. Yeah, I've seen it. But if the agency is like small, it's usually $2,000, like $1,000 usually. For them, since VShojo is like freaking huge, I'm gonna assume like it would have been like 10,000. But yeah, the thing is like the agency doesn't own any rights, so
They do not own our channels.
basically everyone left. Oof.
They cannot touch
This whole thing is really similar to like what I've seen. Yeah, like everybody left at that time too.
our
I'm talking about like something I know.
channels.
I'm not talking about them, okay?
Not touch my YouTube, my Twitch, nothing. So all we lost is a significant amount of money. That's what I could say. A Ferrari amount of money. And big trust issue in my heart. It's gonna be there forever.
ゴルフ始めたの
Okay, so that's pretty much it too. But like, I'm gonna just summarize something here too. Unfortunately, this is kind of common for small like VTuber agencies. I've seen this myself, like, yeah, before, and I keep hearing this everywhere too. And yeah, like it's kind of unfortunate how those like big talents had to go through something like that too, because it's not really common for any big agencies. But it really sounds like the Japanese branch manager is like also a victim too, but he kind of decided to take all the blame for it. That's my impression. But okay, I'm gonna say this one more time. I don't know anything about it. I'm just kind of making assumptions here. So like what I said isn't right, because some people just instantly go like, Sora said this. Sora's right. He said this. That's not how it works, okay, everybody? So Sora, what Sora said is what just he said. It doesn't mean it's completely right, okay? Because some people like literally freaking just go up to other VTubers or like YouTubers or like other people saying like, Sora said this. That's not how it works. But anyway, so I'm gonna end the stream here, and I will just probably keep the stream for public for like, I don't know, 1 day or something, and I'm gonna make it unlisted because this is just me just reacting to things. I'm gonna read comments for 3 minutes, and then I'm gonna end the stream. I might do a membership stream later. Let me just read the comments for 3 minutes, starting in 3, 2, 1. These are the stars that we saw there together. That water show you shared with me that bit tonight. I hope you will remember. Maybe that was my impression too.
Also, I feel like KSON is not like a regular VTuber, as she can actually switch to being a YouTuber if she wants. It's hard to put a finger on this case. Maybe it's because there are multiple villains and victims involved.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Well, thank you so much for the donation. I'm sure that, yeah. She can probably just like do well by herself, maybe. But again, I don't know. Cause like it's really hard being a YouTuber in 2025. Really? Yeah. まあ本当にそうっすね。本当にそれは思う。どこでも同じで、本当に俺の印象はまあみんな女の人と話したいんだなっていう印象。マジですね。 I kind of thought she was doing everything by herself, so I didn't know like he was like that. The situation.男の V はでもね俺の知ってるあれだと男の VTuber は基本平和なこと多いやっぱり男 You know what dude that's actually a new perspective no I know like a lot of I'm not gonna say I know a lot of VTubers but I have some friends male VTubers usually never have any problems like these. They do really well and you probably never heard any dramas or anything from like male VTubers like when it comes down to something like this. So I really now feel like the CEOs of like those VTuber agencies just wanted to talk to girls and they just don't know how to run businesses. Now my impression is even that いやもうそうだよねマジで聞かないもんNo, because like the Nijisanji whatever things are usually about like this guy told me this guy did that to me kind of thing. Like it's more that like they fucked up themselves, right? It's like, oh yeah, like this. I fucked girls. It's that situation. Like the agencies usually have nothing to do with like how the money is like, you know, run and whatever. It's not that situation. I never really hear that actually from like male VTubers. No. Female VTuber stuff, like they basically so let me just summarize the whole thing. I still do believe that the CEOs of like those VTuber agencies, they just want to talk to girls and they just don't know how to run businesses. Thus, they run into some problems like those, right? But then, let's say if there's like an agency that has like a lot of like guy talents, they don't really have like those like money problems that much. I don't really hear that from them. And I think it's just simply because those agencies are not really focusing on talking to VTuber girls. They want to actually run businesses. So they just seem to know more about how to actually run businesses themselves. That's my impression now. I might be wrong about this too, but I really want to say that the CEOs of like those agencies, they just want to talk to girls. Really run a VTuber agency? I feel like I can probably run agencies better than some agencies out there. Because some people are running the agencies while not knowing how content creation works. I actually was talking about this with like some VTubers like once before. Every time I help people on YouTube, it works out. They definitely get some viewers and subs. I have like a history of people basically doing what I told them to do. And it has worked 90% of the time. Any VTubers. So I'm kind of confident when it comes down to this. Because the thing is here, you know like what VTuber agencies usually tell talents to do? They freaking say something like, oh, just keep playing games. Just stream for 8 hours every day. And that makes no sense, right? Like you're not going to get viewers or fans just because you play games. You have to figure out what your target audience is. And you have to stay away from like some insane competition like Hololive, Nisanji, for example. So what you have to do here is you have to find your target audience and then you have to be different from them while doing something mainstream. So like I'm gonna just give you like one thing that's gonna blow up 100%. If you run a VTuber agency that just covers wacky news stuff as a VTuber, and if you just keep covering like what's popping up, like, you know, just talking about the whole VShojo situation is one thing, or like an Nijisanji whatever, that's going to blow up 100% without any doubt. If you run an agency where like talent just talk about the news, right? Because you can get viewers from that like target audience, like people like that are really into like wacky news and like, you know, stupid stuff. The market for that's like insanely huge. So they Google that. They type keywords on YouTube like VShojo situation. You can get some fans from that. So you just have to keep covering news, right? Again and again. You don't have to play games because like nobody's gonna freaking just actually watch you just because you play games. Drama tubers, yeah, that's basically what that is. Yes, unfortunately, but you can probably do it in a different way and be different from like drama tubers if you do it well. Sounds exhausting. I mean, it's still like content creation. Of course, it's kind of exhausting. It's never easy. But yeah, that's one of the things that might work. Right. ロケット打ち上げ系 VTuber みたいなの特化してる。そうだね。So anyways, React rage bait videos. Unfortunately, those channels do really well. Unfortunately. Right now, especially. So I'm gonna end the stream here. And I will probably keep the stream public for like 1 day or 2 days. And I'm going to make them unlisted. I'm going to make this unlisted later because like this is just me basically not doing anything. And I'm gonna just like do a membership stream in a bit. So bye bye everybody. And if you're a member, I'll just see you guys later. See ya. Oh, maybe I can sing in the membership stream. I wanna sing.